Yu-Gi-Oh! What is up, YouTube? This is Jeremy from Team Battle, and today, guys, we have an Orcust deck profile for you. So Orcust is a really fun deck now that it's pretty much not good anymore. It's actually okay, but with Heart Pour still being banned, Rusty Bardiche coming back is a huge boost to it, along with some other tech cards that I've put in. This is a going second Orcust deck that I built with my buddy Bryce, who's been on here multiple times with either live duels or just discussions or whatever. But this is a deck that he and I kind of put together, and I really enjoyed it. It's a bit of a thicker deck profile. It's about 50 cards, but yeah, that's enough with the intro. Let's just get into it, starting with obviously the main engine is of Orcust, one Brass Bombard. We don't play Hulk in this, but you do still play this because this is a good target to send off of your Girsu or Foolish Burial to just special an Orcust from your hand. 2 Symbol Skeleton, you don't really need to play more than 2, and you definitely need to play at least 2. Obviously the best Orcust starter is Girsu. He pretty much does everything for you, being a Foolish Burial, along with giving you a token to help get into Galatea after you link the token off, that is. Next, 3 Nightmare. This is kind of hard to play with. She can be a brick if you open her in your hand. Wow, that glare on her is bad. I guess we're not going to be able to do anything about it. Shows the artwork. She is a bit of a brick though if you open her. That is why we do play the 1 Brass Bombard, if I can drop it. 2 World 1. I like playing this at 2. I would never play it at 3, and I don't think I would ever play it at 1. Just because the rare chance it is a 50 card deck that you do open 1, it's not necessarily dead if you are able to Foolish Burial the second one, just because it will be able to replace itself, special summon 1 out of the hand. That is it for the Orcust engine. Next is a small Phantom Knight engine for monsters. 1 Boots and 1 Cloak. You don't really need anything more. You usually just send the Cloak off of Rusty Bardiche, set the Fog Blades, banish the Cloak to search the Boots, and then special Boots. Next is the best engine for the deck is the Scrap engine, and I am playing actually a bit more thicker of an engine though. If I can square these up. 3 Recycler with the 1 Golem. Scrap Recycler is a 1 card combo to get into an insane board. 1.5 card combo to get into an even more insane board. Your scrap target, or your Scrap Recycler target to send is Wreckognize. Wreckognize, you banish itself to special summon a level 1 machine token, which you just link off in the link Rebo. And then the final part of the Scrap engine is 1 Machina Fortress. I have no clue how to pronounce this card's name. I'll show you guys a little bit later in the video why I play this, but like I said, this is a going second variant. And Machina Fortress is actually really good because to special summon it, you just have to discard monsters. I think machine-specific monsters whose levels equal 8 or more, and that can actually include himself, which I didn't know. So if you have like just this in your hand, Machina Fortress, and Wreckognize, you can discard both of them and special the Fortress back, which is pretty cool. Next is another supporting engine. Why this is a very good, decent, I should say, going second deck is we're playing some Mech Knights. The Mech Knights search Girsu is pretty much all it is. So 3 blue, 3 purple. You don't really need to play anything else. You could argue to play a bit more of a Mech Knight engine with the 1 Indigo Eclipse, I believe, the Shifty Boy, and the, what is it? World Legacy Secrets, the trap card that brings 1 back, but I just decided to keep it with just those 6. And then the only hand traps per se I'm playing are the 3 Phantasmes. We do always want to go second. Phantasme is really good because almost every deck in the meta right now links. Rogue decks like Sky Striker, this is just an absolute blowout. Dragon Link is obviously going to link summon. That's half of the archetype's name, or the deck's name. Phantasme is just really good. We don't want to play Impermanence just because I'm broke, honestly. Phantasme is just good enough though. And Phantasme and Impermanence kind of contradict each other. If you open up Phantasme and Imperm, or if you draw the Imperm off of the Phantasme, I don't know. I just can't afford Impermanence, I'll be honest. Other cards though is 1 Red Eyes Black Dragon and 1 Dark Magician, obviously for your Red Eyes Fusion. Speaking of Red Eyes Fusion, we do play a couple power 1-ofs, one Red Eyes Fusion. If we're going second and we open this out of our 50 card deck, that kind of sucks, but it's at least good negation bait. 1 Mind Control. This card is kind of optional. It's just really good for snatching your opponent's cards. Foolish Burial. Obvious things are obvious. We're playing Orcust. Monster Reborn is really good, especially if you get into your Scrap Recycler. If you have Scrap Recycler and Monster Reborn, it's absolutely insane. You can resolve Scrap Recycler like 4 or 5 times. World Legacy Succession. You can set this off of your IB, or you can search it off the Mekk-Knight link, whose name I don't know. That's it for your power 1-ofs. A couple draw cards just to set off your Galatea is 2 Orchestrated Return. I don't want to play 3 of this just because I don't feel like drawing is that important in this deck, as weird as it is to say. Next, 3 Triple Tactics Talent. We're going second. We want our opponent to, or we want to at least bait out some negation, so if they negate something, this is going to be able to activate, and it's either going to bait out another negation, depending on what effect we search, or it's going to get negated and we can try to push through with more power plays. This is the card that is really good that Bryce, the guy who I said helped build this deck with me, brought up to me, is 3 Urgent Schedule. So if we're going second, and obviously our opponent is more likely not going to have monsters on the board, we can activate Urgent Schedule and summon Scrap Recycler and Machina Fortress from our deck. Scrap Recycler will be negated, but this right here is the Scrap Link monster without committing a normal summon, which is absolutely insane. Other good generic negation cards is 3 Forbidden Droplet. You can switch this out for Dark Ruler No More. I just feel like Forbidden Droplets is just ever so slightly better. You cannot activate this under Heralds of the Arclight unless you have a monster on the field, or a card on the field, I should say, because you can't. This specifically requires you to send cards to the graveyard. Herald says any card sent from the hand or the deck to the graveyard or banished instead, so you can only send monsters or traps and spells from the field to the graveyard, but it's still really good. It hits multiple cards. Next, for the last of our spells, is 1 Orchestrated Babble. Just another really good card to set off of your Galatea. Traps, just 3 of them, 2 Fogblade and 1 Orchestrated Crescendo. I go back and forth with 1 or 2 of these. I like playing 2 just because I think it's good, but Bryce has talked me down to 1. That is it for the main deck. For the extra deck, Orcust cards, 2 Galatea, she's really good. I'm really glad I got the ultis back when they were actually a lot cheaper than they've ever been. And then 2 Dingirsu. You don't really need to run 2, to be honest. You could get away with running 1. I just like running 2 because I like the ultis. There's honestly no other reason. Next, for links, 1 Link Karibo. This is used for your Krishan Rosnik's token. Verte Anaconda, IP Masquerena, Scrap Wyvern. This card is absolutely insane. This one's kind of optional. Mekk-Knight of the Morningstar. This kind of either searches your World Legacy Succession if you're not able to get into the Scrap combo, or it can actually, as weird enough as it is, search your World Legacy World Wand if you open up just a god-awful hand with Mekk-Knight's, what is that card called? Orchestrated Return, just a couple Mekk-Knights, whatever. This will help you get into your continuing plays. Anyways, Lib, this also sets your World Legacy Succession from the deck. The Phantom Knights of Rusty Bardiche, this card's absolutely broken. It's just like a +3 inherently. 1 Nightmare Unicorn, really good for the IP plays. Another tech card, I guess, per se, is Appaloosa. You kind of, if you're able to set up IP Masquerade and Predaplant Verte Anaconda, you can just link off the Verte Anaconda so they can't attack over it easily into a 2 material Appaloosa, and it's just 2 free negations. Another quote-unquote tech card is Topologic Zeroboros. This card can be switched out with Access Code Talker if you want, along with pretty much Appaloosa or Mekk-Knight Morningstar. I should actually put that in frame. You could switch any of those out for Access Code Talker. I just feel like this deck can put enough damage on the board so quickly that you don't need the Access Code Talker. It's not bad to have, but it's not needed. And then the final card for the extra deck is Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. I'm going to pause the video and set the deck up to do the combo tutorial, and I will be right back. Alright guys, so we are back, and I know that I said that the deck is a going second deck. It is built to go second, but you can go first, and oftentimes if you're wanting to go second game one and you win game one, you're going to end up going first. So what we have for the going first combo is a Scrap Recycler, and this can just be any spell or trap. It really doesn't matter. Let me make sure this is in frame when I set it. Yeah, so we're just going to set this, and then we are going to normal summon our Scrap Recycler. We are going to use its effect to send Crystron Rosenix to the graveyard. And then we'll just banish Crystron Rosenix and we'll get a token. We'll just use this die as a token, because we are just going to link it off into a link 1, because the token is a level 1. Next, so that's graveyard. We'll link the Karibo and the Recycler into a Wyvern. Activate Wyvern's effect to bring back Scrap Recycler, and then it'll pop it. On resolution, Wyvern will activate again. Special summoning a Scrap Golem from your graveyard. This is where you don't necessarily need the random card, but it just helps extend your plays. You'll pop the set card, and then that'll resolve. Next, Scrap Recycler effect will activate. Scrap Golem will activate. Summoning Recycler. Recycler will activate again. You will send your World Legacy World Wand to the graveyard. You will then link these two into your Lib. Since World Legacy World Wand is a World Legacy card, you can't special summon her. Then you'll use her effect. You will set your World Legacy Succession from the graveyard. Then you're going to go ahead and activate it, target your Scrap Golem, and then use Scrap Golem's effect, summons Recycler. Recycler effect is going to activate yet again. We're going to send a Nightmare, or Orcust Nightmare. At this point, I mean, obviously you would have been Nibiru'd if they had it, but if they didn't, you could go into an Appaloosa here if you wanted to, if you thought they were going to like try to hit your Nightmare, but we're playing Ideal Yu-Gi-Oh! That's what I usually like to play, where they don't have the Nibiru. So at this point, it's kind of just free game. You can go ahead and link these two into something like, where's my extra deck? It's down here. IP Masquerena. That's really cool, because if you use their effect to link these two into an Appaloosa or even a Nightmare Unicorn, you're guaranteed to get one shuffle. But anyways, next we'll activate Nightmare's effect, banish it, target pretty much anyone. And we're going to send a Symbol Skeleton to the graveyard. Next, we'll banish World Wand to special summon the Nightmare, and then link the Scrap Wyvern and the Nightmare to summon, oh, that's the wrong deck, your Galatea, if I can find her. Galatea's effect, you can go ahead, shuffle World Wand or Rosenix into the graveyard, doesn't really matter, into the deck, excuse me. Next, you'll banish the skeleton to special summon the Orcust Nightmare. Link the Galatea and the Nightmare into a Rusty Bardiche. Oh, I forgot. Off of Galatea, you can set something like Orchestrated Babble, and then you'll activate it. You have to set something anyway. Well, you don't have to, but you can, I should say. So you can set the Babble, or if you are able to extend far enough, you can set the Crescendo instead. But anyways, we set the Bardiche, use Bardiche's effect, send Ancient Cloak to set Fogblade, banish Ancient Cloak to summon a Silent Boots, or to add a Silent Boots, set Silent Boots. And then at this point, if you have an extender, it's great. The field's kind of par, just because all you're ending on is one negation and then IP Masquerena setup. But you have to remember, you will have 3 other cards in your hand. So I'm going to pause the video and do a different route, and I will be right back. With the same 2 cards, we can end on something else, so we'll just go ahead, set the urgent schedule, normal summon the Scrap Recycler, send Rosenix, banish Rosenix, get a token, link the level 1 token off into our, where did I put you? Link Karibo. Next, we'll link the Link Karibo in the Scrap Recycler into Scrap Wyvern. Wyvern's effect, it doesn't happen on summon, but you can bring back Recycler, pop it, use Wyvern's effect to summon Golem, and then pop this, or if your opponent has a card on the field, you can pop that instead. Next, Golem effect, bring back the Recycler's effect. We are going to send World Wand, link these two off into a lib. Maybe. There you are. Activate Lib's effect since World Wand is in the grave and it's a World Legacy card. Set Succession. Activate Succession, target Scrap Golem. Activate Scrap Golem's effect. Target Recycler. Recycler effect, send Nightmare. So from here we can go a myriad of different paths. Let's say we want to end on something good like Dragoons and what is your name? Rusty Bardiche. We can go ahead and let me think real quick, because we haven't done any Nightmare cards yet, or Orcust cards yet. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and, it doesn't really matter too much, I guess. Link these two off into, where are you at? Verte Anaconda. Next, activate Nightmare's effect. Banish it to send our skeleton. Activate World Wand effect. We're going to summon the Nightmare from the Banish Zone. Then we can go ahead and link the Nightmare and the Golem off into our Galatea. Galatea effect, we can shuffle back something like Rose Nyx, it doesn't really matter too much. And we can set either Crescendo or Babel. In this case, we're going to set Babel and then just activate it, just because we won't be ending on Galatea on the field. We'll end with her in the graveyard, but it's not going to do us any good if we can't get it onto the field. Next, we're going to banish Simple Skeleton to Special Nightmare. Link these three off into Bardiche. Bardiche's effect is going to activate. We're going to send the Ancient Cloak to set the Fogblade. Banish the Ancient Cloak to add the boots, special the boots. Link into IP Masquerena. I don't know why I didn't do this combo first. This is just significantly better. Well, yeah, we banished the boots to add the second Fogblade. So these are both Fogblades. And then we will pay 2,000, sending Red Eyes Fusion. Hopefully we don't get like impermed or something, but I'm sure they would have done that a long time ago. Send Dark Magician and Red Eyes to summon your Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. I never like summoning it in this column. I always summon it one over in case I randomly run into someone playing Akashic Magician. So summon Dragoon in anywhere except for under the columns. I don't know. It's just something weird that I always have done. Anyways, with just 2 cards going first, you will end on this board. There's 50 cards in the deck, so you ideally will not open one of these 2 or any of these 3. But again, with it being 50 cards in the deck, you are not guaranteed to open your Scrap Recycler. That is why it is a going second deck. But on your opponent's turn, they're going to be like negated, negated, negated. IP Masquerena. At this point, again, you have 3 cards in your hand, so you can either go for Unicorn to shuffle one of their cards back, Appaloosa with 2 negates on it, or even Topologic Zeroboros, or Access Code Talker, depending on which card you decide to play. And yeah, that is going to be it for the deck profile, guys, and the combo tutorial. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Remember to like the video, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, share the channel with your friends. Don't forget to check out my 6 boxes of, what is that set called? Phantom Rage. My 6 boxes of Phantom Rage pack opening, box opening, whatever you want to call it. We pulled pretty good in there. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching the video, and I will talk to you guys later.
Recognize when I wreck a mic, leaving all y'all mesmerized. Killing instrumentals, but nobody wanna testify. In his prime, I think someone better check the guy. Always spitting heat, the beat gon' be hard to identify. Stress minds and wreck mics and leave with the best lines. My sex life is great cause I spit like a Tech 9. Stomp competition, beat them with the lead pipe. Sleep on you rappers just like it's my bedtime. You already know that old big bro from the west side. Got you hoes smoking on my flow like a meth pipe. Forever cold, I'll eat your soul like a death site. Headed to the top, shining brighter than a headlight. You better recognize, I'm about to go off, putting on a show and I ain't even trying to show off. Here's the red dot, the shot, and kill Rudolph. Call me James Bond, cause I killed it with a suit on.